insane. What the hell-y?
That about explains the atmosphere in here in the MPL arena as well. It is about a 50-50 split currently. And this draft, honestly, I would almost look at this as like a 50-50 as well going into game one.
I agree.
So, I don't know. Either way, it's a best of three. Hopefully, we get 3 amazing games between this golden rivalry that we've been talking about here. They've gone back and forth so many times, and we'll see exactly if ONIC Philippines can stop this stampede that Team Liquid Philippines has been on for now 6 matches in a row. Will they stop it here?
Yeah, they've got a lot going for both of them. So in the draft, I can really tell that, you know, they got a lot, but not all that they wanted. Again, XP Frey up for contention here. Look at that mid lane fight.
Early flicker is already forced out here by ONIC. And this is just literally how they keep playing the early game. Even in their previous matches, it's just how dominant they start things off. Oh, JP might get stunned there. Also using the flicker now, that's the mid duo. And this could be a punish. Super Prince flickering out. Carl TZ2 brought in, and that might be first blood for ONIC.
What a bro, what a move from Brusco. There to be there for Super Prince.
Yeah, essentially the power of Surge of Life, you cannot underestimate that. They got out-positioned, and that wall actually helped out ONIC so much, despite, again, the flicker being burned for Super Prince.
That almost felt as if Super Prince calculated that flicker just so Carl would go and chase him in that wall so they could utilize it a bit more. And those are just really smart and small decisions that we get to see from ONIC, which really play a huge role in how the things turn out eventually. But Sanford here to join the fight. Now that's going to be a kill for Carl. King Kong already taken out, and Brusco follows next.
This gets me excited for this matchup, and exactly why this is a golden rivalry between these two. They are non-stop, under 2 minutes into the game.
Ooh. Actually amazing. Look at that. Look at that. Look at the barrel.
We need cameras everywhere.
Oh my goodness.
One day we will. One day the broadcast
but how do we
will.
catch that though?
You know what? I don't know. We'll figure it out when we get
more
there.
cameras. We'll get more cameras. 100%.
I'll fight for the turtle. First one of the game. It looks like, yep, Contizi will grab that just fine. And this is what you have to look at, is the pace that's being set here. On both sides. So far, it's a pendulum back and forth this early on.
It's a really good back and forth, but you also have to look at where the goal is going, especially right now that Sanford got the kill, Carl TZ got the kill. It's going into the right pockets for TLPH.
Yep, and what do we say about not allowing for Carl TZ to get close to the objectives?
Yeah.
ONIC, even despite a really good start, are now slowing down. And I don't know if that's the kind of approach you want to go for up against Liquid, because it seems like they're getting a hang of their own momentum.
This is one of those things where, again, Carl TZ, I know a lot of people think of him as the Lancelot. Well, I also see him as the Fredrin because of the time that, you know, we were in that metal, Raging Sandstorm.
Oh, okay.
Brusco
using the Tsunami Slam, bringing them close to under their turret, and the flicker out to avoid that RWM.
Ooh, I love the trades that are happening right now. Yeah. As we were saying, actually, you know what? Carl TZ on Fredrin, that's like his second most used hero in all times.
Gotta be. Because, yeah, there was a time in that meta when that's about all you saw. Him, the Baksha.
14, 15 maybe?
Yep, and it was just a back and forth, but he knows how to play against a more aggressive hero like the Suyo with this Fredrin, so to speak, and really what the focus is going to be as the game goes on, even though there's a whole lot of kind of skirmishes happening this early on, is the objective control that TLPH's lineup will actually give them because of the tools they have. I'm talking about the real-world manipulation, ultimate from Sanji. Fredrin can kind of just post up, and that's where ONIC might have to get a little creative later on. Part of that creativity has to also come from the Kalea from Brusco actually getting some of these purifies down, or trying to get burning that Tsunami Slam to get something set up for ONIC Philippines later on.
Yeah. Oh, now they try to go for JP. Doesn't get to use the quick sand guard, so a -1 for Liquid.
Oh, this is just so perfect. That Pyro, the Kalea is so perfect for ONIC. It also gave Brusco like an MVP match, I think, yesterday. Yep. And it's worth it, especially against heroes like the Khalid. Cancel out that quick sand guard. What are you doing?
All right, there goes the Black Dragon form. Zaman Force 2 committed here. Oh! King Kong winning out the retreat battle. Black Dragon form still there for Kirk, but Teddy takes Brusco. Now ONIC able to run away with the real world manipulation, still catches Kirk. And the side step from JP! Catching Super Prince right there. Sanford going for the chase. He gets knocked up, but Sanford still gets the kill.
Oh wow,
these are insane trades.
Okay, he's going to have to back off. These are crazy trades happening. And right now, TLPH is slightly ahead in certain areas. It's nothing too crazy. I mean, even looking at the graph, you see the quick swing that's happening here. Back and forth. Okay, that was a flicker burned.
Yeah.
Sanji feeling the pressure. I think Brusco is really keeping the pressure there himself. Like, Brusco is that guy with the Kalea.
Yeah, these are probably one of the closest trades we've seen in the first 5 minutes of a series of any game I've seen for a long time. Again, neither team is actually getting ahead way too much. TLPH definitely have more map control. They got more jungle control on their own as well.
Yep.
But on the other side, it's Severo who's actually getting a lot of free time. He's getting a lot of these free stacks on his passive as well. And I think Severo actually might be deadlier later on in the mid game.
The only difference we're seeing from Severo now compared to the other games is that even though they're still leaving him alone as usual, he's not really getting the space to go for, let's say, turrets and extra gold and stuff like that. Because I think that's what kept him up top in terms of gold per minute in the rankings, is his ability to just keep looking for farm elsewhere. But Teddy also is, in a way, doing a great job at managing the laning, so he doesn't get to do that.
Can I just say, take a note of Sanji's heart rate. It's the most elevated on TLPH's squad, and that's also just because of how much pressure a Kalea has on you as a mid laner. And needing to be in the right space, and especially when that flicker's down. So Sanji's pretty hyperactive right now. You can see it there amongst the rest of the team. RWM dropped down, so they don't have that for the turtle. Let's see what ONIC does with this, knowing that he doesn't have the RWM.
Huge advantage for them, supposedly, so let's see how they play around this. Brusco and Kirk now going in. That's the Dragon form. Do they find the Tsunami Slam? They do, and King Kong once again winning the Red Tree battle. JP gets taken out first, Brusco goes next. There's a trade coming in from Liquid, and they're gonna find Brusco, but that's about it. It's a 1-4-3 trade in favor of ONIC.
I think ONIC is really sticking to that key to victory that we had. They're not letting Carl TZ in as much. I mean, when Carl TZ arrives, it's actually way too late. The combo's already synced in, and King Kong is locked.
Oh, flicker used too. Again, Sanji, they're going to try to fight for the purple here. Yep, taken away. So one thing that you can't deny is how smooth a Suyo is. We're going to look at the replay here. I think this is when he goes in, gets the turtle. Look at King Kong. He's going to sweep on in here.
So fast.
Gets out, and then Severo has a way to go ahead and just fire off some shots, Destinadas, and they'll pick off Carl TZ here because there just isn't anywhere for Carl to go from there. So a really good decisive team fight for ONIC early on for that last turtle of the game.
Okay. Whoa, again. Brusco. There's the stun from JP, though. Somehow still saves Sanji. Brusco now gets punished, but even the clutch RWM will keep him safe from Kirk. That's the Valkyrie descent coming in from Sanford. ONIC will try to get this mid turret as much as they can. Teddy trying to join in. Zaman Force already committed. The knockup from Super Prince again, but the Crimson Beacon just to make it out of this fight. Sanford gets got to. Savero's on a killing spree.
Oh my goodness. TLPH are getting punished so much with Sanji not having that Purify, basically getting caught as a free kill with Brusco in tow. It is just leading to such a bad team fight for TL.
Man, Severo right now, and he's got the Sky Piercer, so he's definitely got a couple stacks at this point. This is, again, we haven't seen the Granger pop up too much. He did have a loss yesterday, and there was a time when you just know he doesn't have enough damage. Well, right now, Severo is online. He just picked up the Malefic Roar as well. So, damage department, TLPH is going to be in check when they're fighting ONIC for this Lord. I know they mentioned that this composition should give them an advantage when it comes to fighting around this space around the Lord, but the way ONIC's been playing, the way they've been moving, you got to take that into calculations as well. So right now, they'll get into position, get set up. Kirk, tanky as well on this Yuzhong. You don't see it too often either, but it's been playing so well, and now they have less than half health from this Lord.
Okay. How does Carl TZ position himself here? He will not be able to do so. That's a Black Dragon form also still activated for Kirk. Brusco here might be the first target for Team Liquid Philippines, and they do find him right there. Super Prince trying to find the knockup, but the RWM catches two. That's the Zaman Force to go alongside Teddy. And now Zanford going in, finds two members with the knockup. There's the slows, but ONIC might not want to fight anymore.
Yeah, Sanford's low-key the biggest win condition right now for TLPH. The moment that you just don't have enough skills to hold this guy, he's just gonna tear through your lineup no matter what you do.
It's really interesting because Sanford, especially the way that he's playing, and I'm really curious about what build he ends up going towards here. But the way he's playing the Freya, you see him jump into these fights, he pops the Valkyrie for him, but then he also backs off a little bit.
He kites it.
Yeah, it baits ONIC to even push through, trying to get him or trying to kill him. You can see he's building damage. He's got the Golden Staff, Corrosive Scythe already, but he is probably going to build in some defense at some point. And, you know, that's the way the team fights are going, but ONIC is ultimately charging now forward with this Lord. Should be able to just get this tier 2 in the mid, maybe more.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to wait for that moment, because right now Sanford he can fight, but then again, if he gets focused down, he is really, really squishy.
Yeah.
I'm expecting something like a Queen's Wings coming in here soon. Again, something that keep him in the fight longer.
Okay.
He needs that.
Those
The
are
shields.
holy shields, yeah.
Shields will pop mid and bottom.
It's big.
Yeah, TLPH will just still hold on, though. But it's a 4K gold lead now at this point for ONIC Philippines. They've been doing really well playing in these team fights and just utilizing what they have. It's been nothing really fancy. I know Brusco's got a lot of deaths, but he's got to be that guy. He's got to be the one to start things up with that Tsunami Slam, like we mentioned. And so far, Severo has had all the space in the world to move on this Granger, and he's continuing to stack up.
Yeah.
That's like the biggest key. Like the space for Severo is massive just because Super Friends is on front.
Yeah.
Now Super Friends is supposed to be like a backline mage too, but you know what? The way that Super Friends plays this hero, he's just gonna bully everyone there. And when he's doing that, that's when Severo really shines. Not to mention, if someone gets picked off by Brusco, of course, it's so easy to do that with a Tsunami Slam though.
Yeah, you don't need to babysit 2 heroes at once for ONIC. Super Prince is pretty much another guy.
He's the one doing the babysitting.
Do the babysitting here for Severo, who's currently 3-0-1, a really good stat line if we were to look at even the existence of the Sky Piercer already in his hands. I think he got all of those kills after building the Sky Piercer.
Yeah, at least 2 of them.
At least 2, yeah.
At least 2 of them. So
Definitely at least 2. But that's what's so interesting about the way even the Super Friends, or just the Jushin in general, is played, because sometimes you are kind of the babysitter. Like you're, oh, Raging Sandstorm too.
Okay.
He's still in the Black Dragon form, so that was a lot.
It's fine. All right.
Oh.
Here we go again, Kirk. Calm down, boy. Calm down.
We've seen this before.
We've seen this before, sir. Yeah, I saw the goat shake his head, but
That's kind of to be expected at the same time. It's not that easy. Not to mention ONIC has a lead, so they're tankier than usual.
Yeah, Lord is up though, so I think this time, just with the nature of things, TLPH will try to take this in a bit of a different way than the previous Lord that they had to give up. Crown TZ does pick up a Guardian Helm, so he might play a little more front to this side, and also depending where JP goes. The thing is, he's got to wait for that Raging Sandstorm. It should be up here just as I say it. There it is. So he's got the green light to go ahead and initiate, but he's also got to worry about where Brusco goes.
yeah.
And that's why Sanji, again, the positioning on Sanji is so important. This is so difficult for Sanji too, because he's got to post up basically when he pops his ultimate, that real world manipulation. And so he is susceptible to being taken down. That's why this is so hard positioning-wise.
Oh my goodness, here we go.
Okay, Carl TZ shows himself to the retreat battle once again! Carl TZ this time winning it out. There was no focus on him whatsoever. JP2 still alive. Sanford with the Valkyrie Descent uses the Purify to keep himself safe, and the Crimson Beacon. Clutch from Team Liquid.
That is very rare. He didn't even use Appraiser's Wrath. He outbeat King Kong on the Retribution in such a crucial game.
He's the GOAT for a reason, man, and he's even down a level. And he made it happen. So that's Carl TZ, and now they're going to have the Lord on their side. They're going to go ahead and take down some of these turrets. Onyx should be able to clear this out as the Lord charges and tier 2 in the mid. I don't know if this is going to be into a fight or if they just clear it out. A couple hits on that turret. It does stay up though for now. So ONIC, again, they do lose that 4,000 gold lead they had though.
Yeah, that's just to be expected. Carl TZ, I mean, what can you do at this point? He's just so good at holding up. Hold on.
Oh,
Brusco?
they see Brusco here, but he's just going to stand there, not really going to be threatened whatsoever.
Oh, wait.
TZ gets knocked up. Another Crimson Beacon in for Super
They
Prince,
want it.
forcing out the flicker from Sanji as well. They want Carl, but there's the real world manipulation as a response. Kirk 2 using the back dragon form. Can Brusco get taken out first? Immortality already popped. Sanford trying to work on Kirk, and in the other side of the map, Super Prince with the flicker still survives. Teddy Cutie has run away. Sanford finding Kirk, but in exchange of Carl.
Oh boy, boy, Severo, he's hunting. He got him!
Severo with the triple, but hey, you gotta commend Kirk on the Yu Zhang there. He took care and distracted Sanford and Sanji, the San duo, for the longest time so that ONIC could go ahead and capitalize on that kill.
That was just beautiful maneuvering here for ONIC as well, getting that lead back. And again, that was with big lanes pushing on multiple, so they were doing that under pressure. They were able to fight in a very good spot.
All right, Kirk, you can recall a little bit after that one.
Recall a little bit.
A little bit now.
Just a little bit. That was a great team fight. Again, we're going to take a look at the replay here and look at where Kirk is. So he's got the San duo. Meanwhile, the rest of the team's fighting on this side of the map towards the bottom. And so because you have that Sanji and Sanford, which are integral parts to winning these team fights, the rest of TLPH has nowhere but to just collapse under the firepower of Severo now, picking up 3 more stacks for that Skypiercer.
It was honestly very painful to watch, to see the San duo just recall on the other side of the map while their teammates are falling one by one. You don't want to see that. And that's so expertly done by Kirk here. He isolated 2 of them, fought them for so long. And I don't know, maybe the comms just kind of broke down for TLPH.
Yeah, that's a 601 Ranger. I don't think you want to go up against that because
Ranger danger.
Ranger danger.
You
Sorry, I had to.
don't really. It's okay.
It's right there.
You don't really have a Yu Zhang type XP laner. Yes, the Freya can go for the dives, but
he can't really zone.
it's kind of all in.
Yeah.
So I know you did mention something about he goes in, but he kind of kites them out.
Yeah.
But it's more once you commit, there's a much harder way to get out if you're a Freya.
You know what? Freya's essentially dropping a bomb, right? The Yu Zhang is basically a big shield that's pushing people up, pushing people down. So that's a big difference in gameplay. We'll see if that's going to matter here, especially now that ONIC feels like they might just have a hold on this Lord.
I think they do.
Oh, Lord already low! There's the stun coming in from the Raging Sandstorm. Sandstorm trying to come in from the sides. Carl TZ looking for Severo, but look at the damage from Severo! Appraiser's Wrath landing on Brusco. They still get to dodge the RWM2. ONIC have been just too successful with that Lord fight.
Given how everything went, no one died. So both teams actually are able to go ahead and disengage from that after securing the Lord. And we'll see what they do with this. Again, this Lord could be cleared out pretty quickly. And we'll take a look at the items here, building in a Divine Glaive now available for Sanji. This will help them in the defense. Teddy's got one as well, so he's pretty much locked in for damage, and that's why ONIC, even though they get this objective, they still have to really respect what TLPH can give them in terms of fight.
At this point, it's actually correct to call him a Raging Sanford. Because it just feels like he's full items. He is not afraid to dive, especially if Super Prince already uses the crowd control on whoever with that Lantern. But here we go. Big siege.
Gonna charge in.
Yep. Oh, Tsunami Slab used on Carl once again. He sidesteps away. Crimson Beacon in for Super Prince. Valkyrie isn't coming in from Sanford. They find Brusco! Now he's trying to go for the back lines. There you go, alongside the real world manipulation. Kirk looking at the next target. It's a double kill for Teddy!
Oh, Severo still up again with all the space in the world. They just can't get to him, but TLPH will find 2 bodies and get some more momentum now.
We're finally seeing the big impact of a full item Freya. And he is just having a blast. This time around, JP's initiation was actually on point. He didn't even die. Exactly. It was perfect. Earlier, I think it really fell apart because JP died very early. That was during the Lord fight earlier. But now that TLPH had the engage they wanted, everyone actually survived, and they lost so much, or they gave away, they took away so much from ONIC.
This is such a great back and forth game 1 that we're having here. I mean, it started from the minute 1, actually 30 seconds in. You know, when those flickers were burned early on, we already started to see it and has not let up at all. Almost 20 minutes into this game. Yeah, you can see, you know, Severo, his heart rate, it's getting a little elevated now, but he hasn't died yet. And he's found kills on just about everyone from Team Liquid. And so that's the best thing that ONIC is doing. They're actually just protecting Severo, letting him do his thing, because eventually, yes, that Granger, those stacks, and even his stacks for the Granger alone will be pretty devastating to TLPH as they try to brute force their way into a fight against ONIC. But, you know, I can say the same almost for Teddy. He's at a point where he's pretty much farmed up to where he needs to be, and he just has to go ahead and follow through on these team fights.
He actually is. I think that's a huge reason as to why Liquid were still able to find a way to win that. Because it seems as if their lineup is more front to back. There's little to no way for them to just gain easy access towards the back lines. Even for Sanford, you see the Valkyrie descent, but he has to get past the front lines first before he eventually reaches heroes, let's say, like Super Friends, like Severo. And that's the same for Teddy. There's a very small window for him to actually land his damage immediately onto the squishy heroes. So now that he's farmed up, I think it's a much more warranted situation for Liquid to just go on and find those fights. But ONIC, I'm pretty sure they're more careful of that now. They've seen it, they've experienced it during the last defense.
Yeah, the biggest thing here is ONIC. They need to choose where the fight's gonna happen. Don't put it on a fight where a Zaman Force can kind of trap you.
Yeah.
Make sure you fight out in the open and force Teddy on a bad situation. That's the only way that they can get this.
Oh, they see. They're going to go for this Lord.
Oh, Super Prince finding the knockups. JP not using the Raging Sandstorm just yet. Sanford zoning out from the behind. Carl TC now winning out the Red 3 battle all by himself. Sanford up against 3. Real World! And all that just to secure the Lord.
Team Liquid played the macro level. They knew a wave was pushing down bot because that bottom base turret is down. They knew someone had to respond. It was going to be King Kong to respond to it. And then Sanford cut him off from getting there for the Lord. So now TLPH has this evolved Lord to make their way to the base of ONIC.
Sanji, calm down, bro.
He's
Sanji,
been
calm
that
down.
way
He's
the
like
whole
at
game.
160 right now.
I think the ones with the lowest heart rate are the roamers.
Yeah.
It's JP and Brusco. Look at that.
Yeah.
Right now, Sanji feels like he's under so much pressure. Again, I understand.
We
play mid a lot.
understand.
Without a Purify, if you make a bad move, you're done. You're cooked.
You're trying to hit all your abilities, but also keep your finger above Flicker because you need it, especially
How do you
against
do
this.
that?
I don't know.
Purify.
Yeah, you have
Right?
to. You have to be able to hit that Flicker right on point, but also his real-world manipulation is so important here. Picks up a Lantern, though, for this fight. They're going to walk in with this Lord here. They're approaching it. They're going to force something. It's being cleared out pretty quickly. They might just want to go for this mid-turret. Oh,
Okay, Purify still there for Sanford. Uses the Valkyrie inside to get out. Now the Lord's in the base. ONIC, they still go for a play.
Flying in.
There's no ultimate for Brusco, and there goes the Real World! They're just locking on the base! They want to end this right here! And Liquid take game!
Oh, I could see how fired up Carl Easy was in that one. They